Hi everyone, I'm Volodymyr, founder of Lantstool, an open source, non-custodial web application that lets you interact with NEAR protocol right from your browser. With Lantstool, you can create and run various transactions and RPC calls, as well as save, reuse, and share them with anyone else. And you don't need to worry about the privacy. Your data is stored only inside the browser. In this video series, I'll show you how to work with different smart contracts on NEAR, from creating your own Fungible token to using contracts like RIA Finance and NEAR Intents. And today we'll start with a quick tour of Lantstool and we'll create two fungible tokens we'll use in the next videos. So if you're a developer, NEAR builder, or you're just curious about Web3, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's get started. When we open the application for the first time, we need to go through a quick onboarding process. First, we have to create a new space. Let's name it Episode 1. Next, we select the blockchain we want to work with. At this moment, only NEAR protocol is available. Finally, we choose the network we want to use. Since we don't want to spend real tokens, let's select the testnet preset. Now we are ready to start working with the app. Let's try to check the balance of the lantstool.testnet account. To do that, let's go to the calls sections and create a new call. Now we have to select getAccount method. Next, we need to enter the account ID. Since we haven't added any accounts yet, let's type it manually. And send the request. And here we go. Now we see the account details and its balance. Next, let's create our fungible token. To do that, we'll use the official example from the NEAR docs. Here we have two options. We can either use the token factory or manually deploy the contracts ourselves. Unfortunately, the factory is deployed on mainnet, which won't work for us, because it requires real tokens to use. So instead, we'll deploy the contract manually. Here we have the sample transaction that does everything we need. It creates a new sub-account, adds a full access key, transfers some tokens to cover storage usage, deploys the contract, and initializes it. If we follow the link provided here, the entire transaction will be automatically added into our app. Since we haven't added mainnet yet, it was added automatically for this example. But there is a small issue. If you might have noticed, this is the mainnet transaction, and we want to run it on testnet instead. So how can we do that? Luckily, we don't need to recreate the transaction from scratch. We can simply export it and import it into the testnet network. And as we can see, the transaction has been successfully added. If we try to send it now, the app won't let us. All fields must be filled with the valid data. Let's start with the signer, the account that will sign the transaction and spend the tokens. First, we need to enter or select an account ID. This time we won't type it manually. Instead, we'll add an account to the app. To do that, let's go to the Accounts section. Here we open the model and enter our account. We can also leave a note to help us remember, which is especially useful for implicit accounts. Let's call it main account. Once added, besides conveniently selecting the account from a drop-down, we can always view the general information about the account and the list of its access keys. Next, we need to import the full access key for the account that will actually sign the transaction. Let's go to the Keys section. Open the model and paste the seed phrase. Now we are ready to continue filling out the rest of the transaction data. Let's go back to the transaction and select our signer. Next, we'll choose a new name for the account. Let's call it LNEAR. Now we need to add an access key. Let's keep it simple. Just use the same one as our main account using. For the transfer and deploy contract actions, we won't change anything. Next, we need to initialize the contract by calling its new method. In the contract ID field, we'll enter LNEAR.Lantstool.testnet and then update the arguments. In the owner ID field, we'll specify who will own all tokens we are about to mint. Let's use our main account, Lantstool.testnet. Then, in the total supply field, let's define how many tokens will exist. Let's say 1000. Now we'll choose a name for the token, LNEAR and symbol LNEAR as well. And finally update the decimals fields. We'll set it to 24, just like real NEAR tokens use. And now we are ready. Let's send the transaction. Looks perfect. Let's also take a look on this transaction on NEAR blocks. Awesome! Our contract is now live on testnet. Let's create one more token. We'll call it USDL. This time, let's mint 10,000 tokens and set decimals to 6, just like real USDT. To do that, we'll duplicate the transaction we used for the first token and update the details. Make sure to save the transaction first. Duplication works only with saved data. Duplication also copies the name, so let's rename both transactions to avoid confusion. Change the account name. Keep the public key the same. Have to update our contract now. 10,000 and update to USDL. And place 6. And now we can send it. Let's check this transaction too on NEAR blocks. Perfect. The second token is created, and now both are ready to interact with. In the next video, I'll show you how to actually use them, how to transfer tokens, check balances, and what storage deposit is all about. If you enjoy the video, subscribe, press a like, and keep building.